I trust that you are well and that you had an amazing day so far. All right, listen on, and this is a grade 2 English lesson on helping verbs. All right, so before we start with our English lesson on helping verbs, we are going to the aplusstudents.ca. Then you're going to log in with your username as well as your password. All right, so once you've logged in with your username as well as your password, you're going to choose the subject of language arts, and then we go to grade 2. All right, so our lesson for today is helping verbs, right? So we're going to scroll down to the chapter on helping verbs. So the chapter of focus is helping verbs, and the lesson is identify helping verbs. All right, so in the chapter of helping verbs, we are doing the lesson on identifying helping verbs, right? And remember, a verb is a doing word, right? It shows action, something that you're doing. Then we have helping verbs, right? And a helping verb, it comes before the main verb, right? So helping verbs comes before the main verb, and it helps the main verb show action, right? So remember, we say that a verb, it is a doing word, or basically it shows action. But in this case, a helping verb, it helps the main verb show the action, right? For example, I am resting. So instead of the main verb just being resting, right? The helping verb is am. So am is the helping verb that is helping the main verb, which is resting. So it shows ongoing action, right? Which is I am resting, right? So am being the helping verb and resting being the main verb. All right, and if we look at a few common helping verbs, right? There are a few, there's actually a lot, but the most common ones, especially on our grade level also, is am, example, I am resting, are, is, has, have, and will. So these are but a few common helping verbs, right? And we see that helping verbs, they come before the main verb, and it helps the main verb to show action. So am doing, or am and the main and the verb, are and the verb, is and the verb, has and your verb, have your verb, will and your verb. All right, so if we look at the sentence over here, we need to select the helping verb, right? And remember, we said the helping verb comes before our main verb, and it helps us to show action, right? Megan is holding my hand. Megan is holding my hand. We need to choose the helping verb within that sentence. So if we look at the main verb, right? If we look at the main verb, then our main verb would then be holding, right? Shows action. But now, remember we said that the helping verb comes before the main verb, right, to show action. So which means that if we were to identify the helping verb, then we would say it is. So is the helping verb that is helping our main verb, or it comes before our main verb. So which means that in this sentence, it's is holding. Is being the helping verb and holding being the main verb within that sentence, right? So is holding, right? Is holding. And this shows action. So what is Megan doing? Megan is holding my hand. So is the helping verb that is followed by the main verb, which is holding. All right, let's look at the next one. The roses have opened. We need to select the helping verb. The roses have opened. To make it a bit easier, what you can first do is to identify the maybe the main verb, right? And then remember we said that the helping verb it comes before the main verb. All right, so if we identify our main verb, right? Let me write main verb over here. Then we can say our main verb is opened, right? Opened being our main verb. So now we need to choose the helping verb that comes before the main verb. So we can say have opened. So have is our helping verb. So have opened, right, is it shows action. Have opened shows action. So have being our helping verb and opened being our main verb. So the roses have opened. We are calling you. So we are calling you. We need to select the helping verb within that sentence, right? But I think what's best is to also identify the main verb within that sentence. All right, so if we were to identify our main verb first, right, then we can say our main verb is calling, something that you're doing, you're calling, right? So this is the main verb. And remember, we said that the helping verb comes before the main verb, which is are calling, right? So are is the helping verb. And the helping verb comes before the main verb, right? And it helps the main verb to show action. So we are calling. And how do you know when to use is or when to use are? We use is when we are referring to one person, and we use are if we're referring to more than one person doing something. And an example is, for example, we. So we can say we is calling, right? Because we can be more than one person. It can either be two people, can be three people, four people, can be a group, right? But we, it is more than one person that is doing the action. So are indicates that there is, or we are talking about more than one person. Is refers to either Sarah is, John is, he is, she is doing something. right? So is refers to one person doing something. All right, let's go next. Here is an example of is, right? So is, and there we have Megan. So can you see Megan? Only Megan is holding my hand. If we had to say Megan and John, then we say Megan and John are holding my hand, right? But we don't say Megan are holding my hand. We only say Megan is holding my hand. All right. Sarah and Anne have returned. Sarah and Anne have returned. We need to select the helping verb within the sentence. And remember, we said that the helping verb, it comes before the main verb, right? So it helps the main verb to show action. So if we choose a helping verb, so the helping verb within the sentence, it is have. So have is our helping verb, right? And our main verb is returned, which means that have is our helping verb that is helping our main verb, which is returned. So have returned. Sarah and Anne have returned. Have being the helping verb, which is followed by the main verb, which is returned, right? And remember that the helping verb, it helps the main verb to show action. Or you can say ongoing action. Mom has baked a cake. So mom has baked a cake. So we need to select the helping verb within the sentence. Mom has baked a cake. Remember, the helping verb comes before the main verb, right? And it helps the main verb to show action. So mom has baked a cake. We need to select the helping verb within the sentence. But to maybe make it a bit easier, you can first try and select the main verb. And then remember that the helping verb comes in front of the main verb, right? Because it helps the main verb to show action. All right, so if we were to choose our main verb first, because even though it says select the helping verb, but if we were to choose our main verb, we can say the main verb being baked, our helping verb that comes before the main verb, so it is has. So our helping verb, so we can say that the helping verb is has, and our main verb is baked. So has is the helping verb, which is followed by the main verb, which is baked. So has baked, right? And that is our helping verb as well as our main verb that shows action or shows ongoing action, right? So has being the helping verb. I am finishing my homework. We need to choose the helping verb within that sentence. I am finishing my homework. All right, so if we were to choose or select the helping verb within the sentence, then we can say am being the helping verb, right? That is followed by the main verb, which is finishing. So am is the helping verb, and finishing being the main verb. And our helping verb, it helps the main verb to show action, right? So am finishing. Am being the helping verb and finishing being our main verb within that sentence. I am going home now. I am going home now. So in this case, let us just select the helping verb, right? So if we were to just select the helping verb, then we can say am is our helping verb, right? And am is in front of our main verb, which is going. And our helping verb, it helps the main verb, which is going, to show ongoing action. They will wait here. So they will wait here, right? We need to select the helping verb within that sentence. So will is a helping verb that is followed by our main verb wait, right? And the helping verb will, it helps the main verb, which is wait, to show action. All right, so before we go to our test on identifying helping verbs, all right, so we see that the helping verbs, it comes before the main verb and it helps the main verb to show ongoing action, right? And some of our verbs or some of our helping verbs are am, are, is, has, have, will, right? So that is a few of our common helping verbs, right? All right. So with the, okay, let's go back. We're going to go back to our tutorial. Okay, before we go back to the tutorial. So some of the helping verbs, right? So we have our main verb, right? So we have, let's go over here. So we have our main verb. And our main verb is, for example, remember we said a verb is a doing word, right? It is action. It is something that we are doing. So either run is a verb, right? Or walk is a verb, right? So that is just a normal verb. But now we need to identify our helping verbs, right? And we said our helping verbs, we said helping verbs are where we put am, are, is, has, or have, or will. Sorry, so we use am, are, is, have, has, have, or will in front of our main verb to show action, right? So if, for example, our main verb is, let's say, running or walking, right? So if that is our main verb, right? In order to show action that is happening, we need to put the helping verb in front of that main verb to show ongoing action, right? So instead of just saying walking, which is the main verb, you can say, I am walking to the shop, right? So if we were to identify the helping verb that helps the main verb to show action, then we can identify the helping verb as am, right? So what are you doing? I am walking to the shop, right? So not just walking being our normal verb or our main verb. So walking is our main verb, yes. So walking is the main verb, but am is the helping verb, right? That is helping the main verb to show the action that is taking place, right? So what are you doing? I am walking, right? So am is the helping verb to that is followed by the main verb, which is walking, to show ongoing action. So it shows action, right? Same with running. Can either say she is running to school, right? So running is our main verb, right? So running is the main verb. But to show ongoing action or to show the action that is taking place, we can say she or Sarah or whoever is running to school, which means is helping. It's the helping verb. So the word is helping the main verb, which is running, to show action, right? So that is our helping verbs. So I am walking to the shop is an example. So the word am, this word am, is the helping verb that is helping our main verb, which is walking, to show ongoing action. In this case, running is our main verb, right? But the word is the helping verb that is followed by the main verb, or it is helping the main verb to show the action. Because remember, running or walking is the action that is taking place. But we have words like is or am, are, have, has, or will that is helping our main verb to show the action. So I really hope that explanation it clarifies maybe as to what a helping verb is. All right, so once again we said helping verbs they come before the main verb, right? And we said that the helping verbs are am, are, is, has, have, or will, right? So we write that helping verb in front of the main verb to show the action that is taking place, right? Because remember, we said a verb, it's already action, right? It is something that we are doing. But as soon as we put those helping verbs in front of the verbs, then it helps that main verb to show the action. All right, so here they say helping verbs are verbs that comes before the main verb in a sentence, right? For example, the class is singing, right? So singing is our verb, right? But now we have a helping verb, which is that helps the main verb to show the action that is taking place. So the class, what is the class doing? Is singing, right? So is the helping verb that is helping our main verb singing to show the action that is taking place. It is to show or to tell us what the class is doing, right? All right. So if we look at this activity that we have in front of us, this is basically just like normal verbs that we're going to choose, right? It says, listen to the sentences below and check the verb that best describes the sentence. So we are not just going to identify a verb without the helping verb, right? So the parents, if we look at this picture, right, they're putting lotion or sunscreen. So the parents, are they rubbing? Do they rub or eat on the suntan lotion? What are they doing with the suntan lotion, right? So in this case, they rub the suntan lotion. So rub is basically a verb that's showing us or telling us what they are doing, right? The beach ball is it plays on the sand or rolls on the sand. So the beach ball plays on the sand or rolls on the sand. All right, so here we can say it rolls on the sand. So these are just normal main verbs that we are identifying without even the helping verbs. The dog umbrellas over the sandcastle or jumps over the sandcastle based on the picture that we are seeing. All right, so the dog, he jumps over the sandcastle. The boy and girl, do they swim in the ocean or do they blue in the ocean? And we can identify them as swimming in the ocean. All right, so that was just basically main verbs, normal verbs that shows an action, right? That was not the helping verbs. But now if we go to our next activity that we have, right? This is now going to be an activity where we will be able to identify our helping verbs within our sentences, right? All right, and yet is helping verbs are auxiliary verbs. It helps the main verbs. It helps the main verb to express maybe the mood, right? For example, be, do, or have, right? In this case, we basically identified some of our common helping verbs as am, are, is, has, have, or will, right? And some of our other helping verbs is also be, do, and we also already have, right? And remember, we said that the helping verb, it comes before the main verb. So helping verbs, it comes before the main verb, right? And it basically helps the main verb to show the action, right? So if we look at the sentences, a few sentences, we're only going to do a few, not everything, right? We need to underline the helping verb within the sentence. And if we underline the helping verb within the sentence, so we should eat breakfast before our trip. All right, so we need to choose the helping verb within that sentence. We should eat breakfast before our trip. We need to underline our helping verb within that sentence, right? Or to basically make it a bit easier, what we can do is first identify the main verb, right? Once you identify the main verb, then it will be easy for you to identify the the helping verb, because remember we said that the helping verb, it comes before our main verb. So we should eat breakfast before our trip. So if you identify the verb within that sentence, if we were to identify the verb within that sentence, which is the main verb, we can then say that it is eat. So if eat is our main verb, right, then our helping verb comes before the main verb, which is should. We should eat breakfast before our field trip. So, should is the helping verb that is helping the main verb, which is eat, to show the action. I have been studying for my test. I have been studying for my test. We need to choose one, we need to choose the helping verb within that sentence. And like I said, to make it a bit easier, you can either identify the main verb first, right? And remember, we said that the helping verb comes in front of or it comes before the main verb. So studying is a main verb. That is something that the person is doing, studying. So now our we need to choose the helping verb, and we say that the helping verb, it comes before the main verb. So the helping verb comes before the main verb to show the ongoing action. So in this case, we can then say that have been or been is the, where is our pen? Here. So you can either say I have been studying for my test, right? Sometimes it is two words, sometimes it is one word. Or been is our helping verb. He has been reading a book, right? He has been reading a book. We need to look at, or we need to identify the main verb first. So even though we need to identify the helping verb, but it is way better to identify the main verb, and then you can identify the helping verb based on the fact that your helping verb, it comes before your main verb. So reading is our main verb, right? Something that you're doing. But been, so or been or has been, right, is our helping verbs. That is basically helping our main verb reading to show ongoing action, right? All right, so if we go back to our tutorial, right? Let's go next. All right, here it says, before we go on to that sentence once again, it says the helping verb, it comes before the main verb. And it helps the main verb to show the action, right? So it helps the main verb to show the action that is taking place. And we said some of the common helping verbs are am, are, is, has, have, or will, right? For example, I am resting. Am being the helping verb and resting being our main verb. So if we look at this one sentence before we go on to our test, they are winning the game. So they are winning the game. We need to choose the helping verb within that sentence. So if we were to identify the helping verb within the sentence, then we can say the helping verb is are, which is followed by the main verb wing. So are is our helping verb, which is helping our main verb, and our main verb is winning. And like I say, if it becomes a bit complicated, right, then you can first try and identify the main verb, right? And remember, we said that the helping verb, it comes before the main verb. And our helping verb, it helps the main verb to show the action that is taking place. All right, let's go to our test. So we're going to our test where we identify helping verbs. All right, so we need to select the helping verbs within the sentence, right? The popcorn is popping, the helping verb. So the helping verb, is it is or popcorn? We need to select the correct helping verb. The helping verb, which is helping our main verb. And if we were to identify the main verb within, then we will say the main verb is popping. So popping is the main verb. So if popping is the main verb, then we need to select the helping verb within that sentence. And we said that the helping verb comes before the main verb. All right, so if we need to select the helping verb, right, which comes before the main verb, and in this case, popping is the main verb, then we can say is our helping verb. Right? So is the helping verb that is helping the main verb popping. I will carry the books. I will carry the books. We need to select the correct. Is it will or carry? Will or carry? And remember, we said that we can even first identify our main verb, right? And then we said that the helping verb, it comes before the main verb, right? And if we identify our main verb, then the main verb is carry. The main verb is carry, which means that our helping verb, which comes before the main verb, is will. Will carry. So if you have will, then well done. I am running so fast. I am running so fast. We need to select the helping verb within that sentence. I am running so fast. We need to select the helping verb within that sentences. All right, so if we were to firstly, before we identify our helping verbs, if we were to identify our main verb, right, and then we can say our main verb is running. Now we need to select the helping verb which comes before the main verb running, right? Because this helping verb, it helps the main verb to show the action and it comes before the main verb. The helping verb comes before the. So if running is our main verb, then it means am is our helping verb, right? So am, it helps the main verb, which is running, to show the action that is taking place. They are winning the game. So they are winning the game. We need to select the helping verb within that sentence. They are winning the game. All right, so what we can even do is we can select our main verb first, right? So the main verb within the sentence is winning. Winning is our main verb, right? And remember we said that the helping verb comes before the main verb. And the helping verb, it helps the main verb to show the action. So if winning is our main verb, then it means that the word comes before winning is are, right? So are is our helping verb, which is helping our main verb winning to show the action that is taking place. Mom has baked a cake. Mom has baked a cake. We need to select the helping verb between baked and has. We need to choose between baked and has. We need to select the helping verb, the verb that helps the main verb to show the action. All right, so before we select the helping verb, we in the sentence, mom has baked a cake, right? The action or the verb in the sentence, the main verb is baked. I remember we said that a helping verb, it comes before the main verb, right? And in this case, the main verb is baked. So if we were to select the word that comes before the main verb, right, that basically helps the main verb to show the action, then we can choose the helping verb as has. So has is our helping verb, which is helping our main verb to show the action. All right. We're going to do one more. Dale and I have moved. Dale and I have moved. We need to select the correct helping verb within the sentence. Is it have or and? Have or and? We need to select the helping verb. All right. So what we can do is we can first select the main verb, right? Which is moved, right? So if moved is our main verb within the sentence. Remember we said a helping verb, it comes before the main verb, right? And the word before the main verb or the helping verb before the main verb, right? The helping verb, it helps the main verb to show the action. So if the main verb is moved, then it means that the word before the main verb is have. So have moved is the helping verb that is helping the verb moved to show the ongoing action. All right, so that is our lesson on helping verbs, right? And we said helping verbs, it comes before a main verb and it helps the main verb to show the action, right? And a few of the common helping verbs were am, are, is, has, have, and will. So that is basically the end of our lesson, grade twos, on helping verbs, right? And remember, we said that the helping verb, it comes before the main verb and it helps the main verb to show the action that is taking place, right? All right, so thank you very much for joining our class. I really hope that our lesson was informative and that you have an idea of what helping verbs are. Remember, if it is a bit hard for you to identify what the specific helping verb is, you can then first identify the main verb, right? And then remember the word that is before the main verb will basically tell us about the main verb, right? Which is the helping verb. That will help the main verb to show the ongoing or to show the action taking place. So, thank you very much for joining our class. I really hope that you will have an amazing evening further. Goodbye.